everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we're making number 337 granny square of our 365 days of granny squares. It is still hitting me that we are almost done with the year. This square today is designed by Marta, and it is called Flower Tile Afghan Square, and it is really beautiful. Probably one of my favorites this year. It worked up really fast for me, and it's a beautiful floral design, flat square, but it is just so pretty. And we actually ended the square design early today. I'm doing 6 rounds in this square, but this written pattern has 10 rounds, so you can make yours up to a 12-inch square. But today my square measures about 7.5 inches, which is about 19 centimeters. So that's how big my square turned out to be using an H size crochet hook, which is what I'm going to demonstrate with. The H size is a 5mm crochet hook. Her written pattern calls for an I hook, which is 5.5mm, but if you wanted to make yours a little smaller, you can use a G hook as well, which is about 4mm. In today's square, I'm using 5 different colors. You can use as many colors as you want. This is Red Heart Super Saver yarn. This is a 10 ply size 4 worsted weight medium yarn. You're not going to need a whole lot, just little scraps of yarn is all you need for this project. And you can use any Aran yarn, any double knitting yarn, any scraps that you have lying around. I also recommend using a scissors and a yarn needle just to cut your yarn and sew in your ends when you're change color so often, if you're changing color as much as I do. And now before we begin making number 337 granny square, I do want to mention there are links in the description of this video. So Marta has a written pattern on her website, browniedoodles.blogspot.com, so make sure you check out her designs. And she doesn't just have granny squares, she has other really pretty designs of crochet projects, so check out her other patterns and get inspiration for your next project. Also, there's a link to my Facebook and Instagram, so I would absolutely love it if you shared your photo of your squares today. Like I said, this one's probably one of my favorites this year. It worked up so fast, so I'd love to see what colors you came up with today. We're using double crochet, treble crochet, single, half, and also these cluster stitches, which are really pretty in the corners of our square. So it turned out really nice. Also, if you share a photo on Instagram, make sure you hashtag 365 days of granny squares so I can see your square on there as well. And then the last thing I have to say before we begin is a big thank you to my dad, Fuad, Azmat, for taking the time to make this video with us. He is our videographer, editor, and photographer for every single one of our videos. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video if you learned something, and if you could support YARNutopia, you can hit the I in the corner of your video, somewhere over here. It says support YARNutopia, support Fuad Azmat, so we can keep bringing you these crochet tutorials, because I absolutely love what we do, and I love hanging out with you guys every single day. So now let's get started and make number 337 granny square. Let's start out by making a slip knot. So put your short end over your long end, then fold that down and pull that through and pull it tight. Insert your hook and we can start. Let's start out by chaining 4. So yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to go all the way to the first chain way over here and make a slip stitch in there to form a ring. So go in, then yarn over, and then pull through and pull through. And there we've created a ring. If you know how to start with the magic ring, you can start that way, but we're going to go right on to round number 1. We are going to chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and what that counts as is the first 3 chains counts as a double crochet, and the next chain counts as a chain 1 space. And now we are going to double crochet and chain 1 into this ring, and until we have 8 stitches in total, including this chain of 3 here. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that's a double crochet, and then we have to chain 1. Okay, so again, yarn over, go into the ring, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's our second double crochet. We're going to chain 1. Okay, again, double crochet, and then chain 1. So this is our 4th one. and chain 1. Here's 5, oops, and chain 1. Here's 6, and chain 1, and 7. Okay, to finish this round, we're going to chain 1. If you need to, count back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 should lead you to this chain 3 here. Well, our beginning chain 4, but we're going to slip stitch to the 3rd chain. So 1, 2, 3. Make sure you chain 1 and then slip stitch to that chain right there. Okay, then yarn over, pull through, and through. So that was round 1. Awesome. Going on to the next round, if you want to keep the same color, just slip stitch into this chain 1 space right here, and then chain up 4 and go on to round 2. But I'm actually going to chain 1 right here and cut this yarn, pull it through and pull it tight. And in this next round, if you're changing color, you can start in any chain 1 space. And I'm going to grab a different yarn here, hook it on the hook, and pull it through. And then, like I said, chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what that counts as now is all 4 of these chains count as our first treble crochet. And now for round 2, we are going to treble crochet into the same space. So yarn over twice, go into that same chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 more loops, and yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. Okay, that's a treble crochet. Then we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to hop into the next chain 1 space right here, and we're going to put 3 treble crochets into this next chain 1 space here. So yarn over twice, go into this next chain 1 space, and put 3 treble crochets in there. So that was 1, yarn over twice, this is 2, and 3. Okay, and then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then put 3 treble crochets into each chain 1 space. Okay, when we come back around to the beginning, we are going to put 1 more in that same chain 1 space as these 2, because it looks like there's only 2 stitches in there. So when we come back around, we're still going to put 1 in there, and I'll show you how to do that. But just put 3 treble crochets into each chain 1 space, and make sure you chain 3 in between your groupings before you go to the next chain 1 space, just like this. So 1, 2, 3, and then hop to the next. Okay, so I'll do that, and then I will meet you up for round 3. When you're finishing this round, like I said earlier, chain your 3 and then put another treble crochet into this beginning space here, just like that. And then to close this round, we have to slip stitch to this beginning chain up 4. So right into the top here, just go in and then yarn over and pull through and pull through. And there was round 2. So now you should have 24 of these treble crochets and 8 chain 3 spaces. So now going on to the next round, we are actually going to start, if you see a grouping of 3 stitches here, we're going to start in the one furthest to the left or right before a chain 3 space. So I'm just going to slip stitch into that stitch like that and not change color. If you want to, you can fasten off there and start in that stitch, but I'm just going to keep the same color. And we're going to chain up 1 and single crochet into that same stitch. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. The chain 1 doesn't count as anything, but that single crochet in that stitch is our first stitch of this round. So now in this chain 3 space, we are going to put 3 double crochets. So yarn over, go into the chain 3 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So that's a double crochet. So 3 of those, 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put 3 more double crochets in that same space. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then we are going to single crochet into this next treble crochet right here. So go into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to skip this middle stitch, this middle treble crochet of this grouping, and we're going to single crochet into the next stitch right here. So I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. Yep. Skip the next and single crochet in the next. There we go. Just like that. Then in this chain 3 space, we're going to repeat. So put 3 double crochets in there. 1, 2, 3. Then chain 1, and then put 3 more double crochets in there. 1, 2, and 3. Then single crochet into this next stitch right here. Then skip the next stitch and single crochet into the next stitch. And just repeat that. So just repeat that all the way around. You'll have 8 petals at the end of this round, and then I'll meet you up for the next round. When you finish your last petal, be sure to single crochet into this stitch, skip this last stitch, and then slip stitch to the first single crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. At this point, if you're changing color or not, just fasten off. So chain 1, cut that, pull it through, pull tight. Okay, this is what it should look like. I have a nice little flower applique that actually would look really pretty, you know, on a blanket, like sewn on, or even on the side of a hat or something. That's really cool. But this next round, we want to start out our outline to make our square shape, and we are going to start in between 2 single crochets. Okay, you can see the treble crochet down here. You could work in the treble crochet if you wanted to, but I'm going to work between the 2 stitches. Okay, and I'm going to pick up a new color, hook that on the hook and pull it through, and we're going to chain up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what that actually counts as is the first 3 chains count as a double crochet, and the next 2 chains counts as our chain 2 space. And now we're going to double crochet in the same space. So yarn over, go down into there, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So it looks like double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet into that space. Now we are going to single crochet, let's see here, just kidding, we're going to first chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to single crochet into this chain 1 space. But you can decide if you want to work into the chain space or if you want to work in the back loop of that chain. So you can see the front loop and the back loop. You can go into the chain and work around the back loop only, and then we're going to single crochet. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay? Or you can work into the chain 1 space, totally up to you. But then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in between these next 2 single crochets right here, we're going to work a double crochet, then chain 2, and a double crochet. And we're just going to repeat what we did then. So chain 3, single crochet in that chain 1, make sure I'm going to work in the back loops of the chain, just like that. That's what the pattern says. And then we're going to chain 3, and then in between these next 2 single crochets right here, we're going to put a double crochet, then chain 2, and a double crochet. Just like that. So just repeat that all the way around, and then I'll meet you up for the next round. When you finish, make sure to chain that last 3 there, and then connect by slip stitching to the 3rd chain of your beginning chain 5 here. 1, 2, 3, right in the 3rd chain. Go in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Now at this point we are going to start in a chain 2 space between the double crochets. So if you want to not change color, just slip stitch into this chain 2 space and chain up 3 and go on to round 5. But I'm actually going to chain 1 and cut this yarn, pull it through and pull it tight, and then just insert my hook into that chain 2 space and pick up a new yarn and pull that through. And then chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to count as our first double crochet here. And in the same chain 2 space, we are going to put 2 double crochets. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, another double crochet. So now it looks like there's 3 double crochets in that chain 2 space. And now we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to single crochet into this single crochet right here. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and now in this chain 2 space we are going to make some cluster stitches. So we're going to do treble crochet clusters to make the leaves of this pattern. So yarn over twice, go into this chain 2 space here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Again, yarn over twice, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Hold it. Again, we're going to yarn over twice, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we have 4 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops. And there's in the pattern, it's considered a leaf, and in crochet terms, it is considered a cluster, a treble crochet cluster to be exact. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we are going to make another one of those clusters in here as well. So yarn over twice, go into the same space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over twice, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, yarn over twice, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we have 4 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops. And then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And in the same space, we're going to put another one of those clusters. So I'm not going to explain it again. I'm just going to do this one quite fast. Just put another one of those treble crochet clusters in there until you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops. So it should look like a treble crochet cluster, chain 3, treble crochet cluster, chain 3, and a treble crochet cluster. Then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. We're going to single crochet into this single crochet right here. Okay, and then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and in the next chain 2 space here between these 2 double crochets, we're going to put 3 double crochets in there. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now we're just going to kind of repeat what we did there. So chain 2, single crochet in the single crochet, chain 2, and then make your cluster stitches in this next chain 2 space. So yarn over twice, make your cluster stitches. It's going to be a cluster, then chain 3, then a cluster, then chain 3, and then another cluster. So each of these, this is our corner actually, it's considered our corner, and this is going to have 3 clusters in there. So 1, 2, and I have to make another one in here. Oops, let me slide everything over so there's room. Okay, you really have to manipulate your yarn to really make everything fit, and that is okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna, continue working this pattern. It's pretty simple now that you see what we did between this corner here, across this side to this corner here. So just repeat everything again. So we're gonna do our side here, then our next corner goes into this space here, and then our next side, and then our last corner in here, and then I'll meet you up when we're finishing this round. So we'll go on to the next round together. Finishing round 5, you want to make sure you chain that 2 after you make that single crochet, and just slip stitch to your beginning chain up 3 right here. Just go into that, and then yarn over and pull through, and pull through. Just like that. Now, regardless if you're changing color or not, you're going to have to fasten off here. So chain 1, cut that, pull it through, pull tight. At this point, if you wanted to just be done with your square, you can. It looks really nice right now, but I'm going to do one more round here. I'm going to start in a single crochet before a corner. So you can see the corner cluster stitches here. We're going to start in the single crochet before it, or to the right of it, right in here. And we're going to work in the back loops only. So you can see we usually go into both loops, this front loop and that back loop. I'm going to work in the back loop only, okay? You don't have to. You can work in both loops or however you want to work it. But I'm just going to grab my last color here, hook that on the hook and pull it through. And then for round 6, we're going to chain up 2. 1 and 2. And that's going to count as our first half double crochet of this round. So in the same stitch, we are going to put 2 half double crochets. So yarn over, go back into that same stitch, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, that's a half double crochet. So again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So now it actually looks like there's 3 half double crochets in that one stitch because that chain up 2 counts as a stitch. Now we're going to skip this chain 2 space and we are going to single crochet into this cluster in the back loop only. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And in each of the next 3 chains, we're going to go in the back loop of them and we're going to single crochet. So 1, here's this next one is 2, and this next one is 3. Now in this middle cluster stitch of the corner, we are going to put 2 half double crochets, so back loop only, 2 half double crochets just like that. Then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put 2 more half double crochets in that same stitch. Just like that. So there's our corner. Okay, then in the next 3 chains, we're going to put a single crochet in the back loop only of each one of those. So 1, 2, and 3. And in this cluster stitch here, we're going to put a single crochet in there also, just like that. Then we are going to skip this chain 2 space right here, and we're going to put 3 half double crochets into this single crochet, again in the back loop only. So yarn over, go into that single crochet, and make 3 half double crochets in that same stitch. So 1, 2, and 3, just like that. Then we're going to skip this chain 2 space right here, and we are going to single crochet in each of these double crochets in the back loop only. So 1, 2, and 3, single crochet. Then we're going to skip this chain 2 space right here and put 3 half double crochets into the back loop only of this single crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to repeat what we did. So skip this chain 2 space, single crochet into this cluster stitch, and in each of the next 3 chains. 1, 2, and 3. Then in this middle cluster stitch of the corner, we're going to put 2 half double crochets, then chain 1, and then 2 more half double crochets in there. Then we're going to single crochet into the next 3 chains. 1, here's 2, and 3, and then we're going to single crochet into this cluster stitch. Just remember I'm working in the back loops only, but again, you don't have to if you don't want to. And then we're going to skip this chain 2 space and put 3 half double crochets into this single crochet stitch. Then we're going to skip this chain 2 space and we're going to single crochet into the next 3 stitches. And then we're going to skip the next chain 2 space and put 3 half double crochets in the next single crochet, and just repeat what we've been doing. So if you need to, rewind this to see what I did for each side in the corners, but I'm just going to continue working this all the way around, and then I'll meet you up when I'm finishing round 6. Alright, finishing round 6, you have to skip this last chain space here, and we're going to slip stitch to the beginning chain up 2. 1 and 2 right in there, going in, and then yarn over, pull through, and pull through. At this point, my square is as big as I want it to be, so I'm going to fasten off. So I'm going to chain 1 and cut this yarn and pull that through and pull it tight. I am going to sew in all of my ends, but there are 10 rounds for this pattern for Marta's design. So if you want to go on to rounds 7, 8, 9, and 10, make your square a little bit bigger. You can definitely do that by following along with her written pattern. It has photos in there and specific you know, instructions on what to do for the last 4 rounds, but I'm just weaving in my ends here, and I'm gonna finish my square for the day. And there we have it. Number 337 granny square is complete. Thank you so much for watching every single day. Make sure to share your photos on the Facebook, on the Instagram. Make sure you hashtag 365 days of granny squares so I can see your squares on Instagram. And check out that written pattern. Big thank you to Marta for designing this square for us. So check that out as well. I will see you tomorrow. Happy hooking!